Well, from reel-to-reels in treble to a slightly more ordinary sort of setup, this is probably more or less what many people would have started with in their early hi-fi years or stereo years. A very basic pair of speakers. Those are the ones I've done up for Mr. B, Vintage Sounds 14, and little Philips amplifier. It's actually got a good number of connections on the back, including one for a ceramic high-fidelity cartridge, would you believe? And you've got PU, which is record player or tape or tuner. Forget about CDs, they hadn't been thought of. That was something Philips would do round about 15 years after this was made, I suppose. The turntable here is also a thing for Mr. B. It's unusual in that it's made in Germany. Most models I've come across have been made in Holland or France. Especially this Autochanger type, they seem to usually come out of Holland. And of course you've got your left-hand channel there. It did take a bit of getting going again because the speakers were both completely knackered. Both drivers had not only gone pop, but one of them wouldn't even move freely, and both exhibited no resistance reading at all. So open circuit too. And this thing, despite being very, very well packed, they didn't think to remove the head shell and pack that separately in bubble wrap, and I'm afraid when it got here the cartridge was no more. It wouldn't work at all. No sound from either side. Oh well, there we go. The perils of eBay, eh? Now, this is a bit of a strange arrangement. It's got an automatic size detection system, and you'll see what it does in a minute. It works, so people on the other side of the pond tell me, in the same way that the old Magnavox turntables did, the Micromatic ones. So there might be a bit of ancestry there. Who can say? There's an awful lot of Dutchmen in the States, I know that. So there we are. All we're waiting on for this particular one is another head shell, because, as I say, the original was well and truly knackered. So that's on its way from Holland at the moment. They're not particularly cheap anymore either, but they don't go for the same ridiculous prices as some of the Sonotone ones do. And even BSR ones are getting dear now, would you believe? But they still offer a better reproduction than the cartridges found in crapophones. I was astonished to find out the other day that on Vinylize's channel there are actually rip-offs of crapophones being made. I mean, how on earth do you get worse than a pile of turd? Well, I don't know. How would you do that? Chuck the contents of a Hoover bag in there, bit more vealness, as they call it in Holland, and possibly a bucket or two of vomit, and stir together before putting in the moulding machine, and then sell to gullible hipsters. Yes, who will wreck their new records they've just bought from HMV at vastly inflated prices. Cynical? Me? Never. I don't know what you mean. Anyway, see you soon.